Hey, I just want to come to you today. My name is Bryce Tubbs. I want to share with you how to thrive as a virtual bookkeeper. Okay, so what I really want to talk about today is the main pillars that cause either success or cause lackluster results. Okay, and if you have these two and you understand exactly what those pillars are, what causes you to win, and also what causes you to lose, it's going to ensure that you are thriving and that you are really having the career and business that you want. Now, in order to do that, okay, guys, one thing I forgot to say is we are open for enrollment for the Six Figure Firms Mentorship Program, where I walk with you step by step to make sure you know exactly what to do to go and build a six-figure either accounting or bookkeeping firm the same way I've done for my business. If that's you, go ahead and click on the description on the link below if you're ready for some help. It'll take you to my calendar. We can schedule a call, and I'd love to see exactly how I can help you out and if it'll be a great fit for the both of us to work together. Now, anyways, how to thrive. Okay, so there's really going to be about three main pillars we have to go. Number one thing you have to always remember when it comes to opening an accounting or bookkeeping business is pricing. Pricing. What I mean by that is you need to be on the higher end of the market. One of the worst mistakes you can do is say, what is everyone else doing? So everyone in my area is charging $190 per month, or $150 per month, or $125 per month. I don't care what anyone else is charging. Most people, they've been trained to think that business owners don't have any money. And most of the people that are going to come to you on your consultation calls are going to act like they don't have any money, and then it's going to cause you to want to go down towards this price range. Instead, you need to be over here, pricing between $500 to $5,000 per month. Are there companies that will pay you that much? Yes. Mike got a client for $8,000 a month last night. Are there companies that are going to pay you this much if you allow them to? Yes, there's a lot of people that want to do this. Probably more people that want to do this and pay this like 190 to 125 kind of per month range. There's going to be less of them, yes. But when you get a client for $5,000 a month, it's like worth 50 of these guys, right? Now, the hard part is when you're starting out is you don't really understand, or you don't really know, or you don't really believe in your heart that someone is willing to pay you this much money. But you have to borrow confidence from someone like myself who's telling you, I've been there. I have students that are showing this inside of, if you ever looked at my YouTube playlist, there's going to be more student interviews that we're kind of releasing. I think I've released like 5 or 6 of them from people who are just getting started in their business and how to grow it. Some of them have gone to $13,000 a month. Some have gotten to $10,000 a month. Some have gotten to $5,000 a month. And oftentimes they have 1 or 2 really big clients that are paying them $3,000 to $4,000 per month. And that's why they get the results they get inside of my program so fast. It's not that we get them 50,000 clients. It's that we get them the best clients for them. The ones that don't take a lot of time. The ones that respect you. The ones that want to work with you. The ones that don't call you at 3 a.m. in the morning. The easy ones that you want to work with, okay? But it comes down to pricing. Now, again, you have to be willing to walk away. You have to be willing to walk away from these guys in order for you to open up space for this. I was speaking to an individual probably about 5 minutes before I got onto this shooting this video, which is probably why I'm so hyped and amped up. But because of all these small clients, it's taken up all of her time, all of her bandwidth, and she doesn't really have the room or the capacity to take on these big clients. And it's funny, when you're first getting started, you want to kind of get as many clients as you can. You're probably not thinking about where you want to go, and most people end up with a bunch of people like this. You would not understand how many people come to me with like 20 to 30 clients. But when you ask them how much money they're making like, between $5,000 and $7,000 a month, which is good money for some, but for a lot of people, it's not quite enough for them to leave their job. And it's not enough for them to hire out, to outsource, because they priced each one so low. So instead, you need to be thinking about from the start, I'm only working with big clients. I don't really care what it takes. Now you have to, again, be willing to walk away. In order for you to get what you want and to get what is the best long term, you need to be willing to walk away from short-term gratification. And it is incredibly hard. When I was starting, I was going after these low clients too. Because I would be trying to, say, hey, my price is $400 a month, my price is $500 a month. And they'd be like, oof, that's a lot of money. Oof, that's $4,800 a year. Oof, that's $6,000 a year. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, maybe it's too much money. And I would go and lower my prices, and then I would try and go for like 150, right? I think the lowest I went was like $50 a month for like a 3-year duration. It was like some ungodly low amount of money just so I can get a client in the door, because I had heard from so many people and so many potential clients that like it was just so expensive. And knowing now, what I know now, and after working with a couple hundred accountants and bookkeepers inside of my program, um, I understand that it's like, oh, it wasn't the price was too much. It was just the way that I was explaining it made the price way too much money to that person, right? Now, nowadays, this brings to our second point, okay? It has to be confidence. Confidence to put yourself out there. Confidence to get rejected. Confidence for someone to say no. Okay? And it's really hard for most people when you're first getting started, especially for me, like, because when there was one time in particular where I tried to charge a cleanup and it was like $6,000 for the cleanup, right? And I said, yeah, so it's $6,000. And the lady laughed and she said, ha, that's not going to happen. And like she had her business partner on the phone. It was like the two of them. And the one, she just kind of laughed at me at my price. And it kind of, for a minute, it kind of was like, whoa, I never had someone do that. It was really scary, and it was kind of overwhelming. It wasn't that it was scary. It was more I just got irritated and I didn't really know what to say back to that. Because sometimes people will kind of let you down kind of easy, but it was just such like a hard rejection in the moment. I was like, wow, I've never experienced that before. And it was very, very confusing. Now, most people, what they would do is they would get really shell shocked, they would get hurt, they would hold on to that pain, and they just wouldn't go and try and get more clients. It would take them like between 2 weeks to 3 months in order for them to kind of recuperate from that heart wound. But you guys have to really keep putting yourselves out there really, really quickly and really frequently. Now, I was speaking to my student Lizzie inside of her student recap interview. She recently got a client for like $6,000 a month. And in the past, she was getting clients for like 400, 200, 300, right? It was a really drastic change for her. And the one thing that stuck out to me when she was speaking was, Bryce, you gave me the confidence to put myself out there, right? Because she was posting on social media, trying to kind of hide behind the posts so that people could start coming to her. And that does work when you're a little bit more established, and when you know what you're doing with the posting. But when we're first getting started, a lot of people aren't going to reach out to you. And it's not that they're mean, or it's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's just they don't know you well enough and they haven't seen enough of your content in order for them to really reach out to you. So the way that you go in it and you get them is you have to reach out to them first. Like, hey, how's it going? Hey, tell me about your business. Hey, do you want to see if I can help you with your accounting or your bookkeeping? Like putting yourself out there. The amount of money you're going to be making is going to be directly related to the amount of people that you speak to and tell that you own an accounting or a bookkeeping business. It's in direct proportion. It's actually exponentially, because if you only focus on talking to guys who are making between 6, 7, and 8 figures, you're gonna have to talk to less people. You'll get bigger clients. You'll be able to make it to what, $10,000 a month within like 3 to 4 clients. It's funny because I used to always tell people, like in order to get to $100,000 a year, like you guys are gonna be looking for between 20 clients max, and we're shooting between 15 to 20 clients. But it's like as we keep rolling, as we keep getting better and better at showing students how to price even higher, this thing is ridiculous, man. If I had something like this when I first got started, dude, you know how much easier it would have been to get to like 10,000, 15, 20,000 a month. Like, it's ridiculous. Could you imagine, like, if you're watching, like if you just got one client for $5,000 a month, like what would that do for you? The reason why it's so important to have like clients for these higher price point, and a lot of people who haven't really ran a bookkeeping business or accounting business for much time, and that most people don't understand, is they don't leave you. If you're doing a good job, if you can build a relationship properly. I have mentors and different people in the field who are retiring this year, and they had their business for like 30 years, and some of their clients stayed on with them for 25 years. Could you imagine the amount of security, the amount of comfort, and the amount of growth you can achieve if you had one person paying you $5,000 a year for 20 years? Like people talk about like job security. Dude, you have client and business security if you can get people on board. Whether it's $500, $5,000, $10,000 per month, you have so much security and so much stability, especially when you're going after these bigger clients. When you're going after these small guys for the 150, like they might not be around tomorrow. A lot of these guys on the smaller end who are just getting started, they had no budget, they had no business acumen, they get wiped out whenever there's like some kind of economy correction or some kind of like major event that happens. The guys that can pay you $5,000 a month, those guys know how to survive. Those guys know how to thrive. if they can pay you $5,000 a month, they probably have significant cash reserves. They have leverage from the bank. They have insurance on their business. They have even further cash reserves in their personal life. They probably have invested into real estate, hard assets. They can go in and take a mortgage out of their mansion that they probably bought with the money from the business. Like, they know how to survive long term. And that's how you start thriving as a bookkeeper, guys, okay? It's about finding that confidence to go for great rather than just settling for scraps, right? The reason why there's so many of these guys for 125 or 190 is people like me. I'm not taking someone for 190 bucks. You kidding me? Go kick rocks. Like, it sounds mean, but it's like, if you don't respect me enough to pay me, you know, I mean, because think about it. Like if you were working for that company, if you were working like a W-2 or a job, would you ever go for $300 a month? Like, no. So they can't respect you enough to pay you as a minimum wage employee. Like, they can go someplace else if they don't see the value. I was speaking to this lady on the phone earlier today too, on a consultation, and she said that the person balked at her price when she said that the price was it was like I think like 3,600. No, it's $3,000 per year. Like, she was charging like $250 a month, and the lady says, "Wow, that's $3,000. That's so expensive. What am I getting for that?" And I looked at the person in the consultation. I was like, dude, you need to tell her to go kick some rocks. Because think about it. Your iPhone costs half of that. Your computer costs $1,500, $2,000, depending on, well, at least mine does. I don't know about yours. But to run a business, if you're balking at $3,000 over the course of a year, like, is that really the person who you want to kind of put your trust in for your family? No. They're not going to be here. They're going to fire you over the littlest thing. They're going to find a reason why your invoice is wrong. They're going to say that, you're not doing good, because even if you did get that person who's balking at $3,000 a year to sign on with you, like, they're going to find reasons why it's not working so they can get their $3,000 back, because it's all they have. Okay, guys? So place your mind here. This is how you thrive, okay? I know this video is a little bit longer, but I just kind of on a rant for that, guys. Like, you guys need to start respecting yourself more. And it's not about like an ego thing. It's not an egotistical thing. Like, sometimes I hear people say, like, they're not going to pay me what I'm worth. And it's not really about that. It's just about, you have to understand that there are people who take what they want, and there are people who take what they're given. People who take what they want, people who take what they're given. Which one are you becoming? Because you can't be both. So you're either in the middle when you're starting your business, you're either going to take what you want, or you're going to slide. And I'm not saying that you have to stay there, right? Because you might be someone who takes what they want. You get complacent, and then you start sliding. Or you might be someone who initially, maybe you've already made some mistakes. Maybe you have some clients at this lower dollar amount, but you're ready to kind of elevate. You're ready to go to that next level. You're ready to be able to support your family with your business. You're ready to thrive. You don't want to have to like drive, maybe take on a part-time job in order to support your business. You want to be able to do this. Like, for example, like Audrey. Audrey was working in corporate America. They're paying her $30,000 a year. She quit that job. Now she was making like $60,000 a year, but then she just got 2 clients last week for $2,800 a month each. So, yeah, and she doesn't even have to do any of the work, because I just showed her how to outsource it to another person's side of the program. Because inside of my program, if you are, inside of it, if you're trying your hardest, if you're doing your best, you can actually make connections with other people who are a little bit further ahead of you, and then say, hey, do you want to subcontract out some work to me? Or, hey, do you want to refer me some people? And because my clients are growing so fast, they need help doing the work. Like, they don't want to do it themselves anymore, because they just don't. And it's just this like positive feedback loop, because everyone starts succeeding. Then they all want each other to succeed. Then they have this network. Then they start forming businesses together and forming partnerships together. Now, if you want to be a part of that, like if you're tired of settling for scraps, maybe you haven't gotten started in your business, but you see that there's like this dichotomy of people who make it versus, the 99% of business owners that don't make it after 5 years. If you want to avoid that, go ahead and click on the link inside the description. It's going to take you to a link to book a call with me on the calendar, okay? Why am I doing this? Yeah, there's a cost to work for me. But when you're making $100,000, $200,000 a year for the rest of your life, whatever the cost to pay for a mentorship program is nothing. The guy Mike, he got a client probably about a week after working with me. The guy is paying him $8,000 a month right now. $8,000 a month, and that's only for half of the work. They're gonna be working together to remove the existing CPA that's already there. This is a bookkeeping client. It's gonna be worth between $14,000 and $15,000 a month. Could you imagine if you got something like that? If that's you, man, if you want some help, you want to go grow this, you want to actually go and take what's yours, go ahead and click on that link below, book a call with me. I'd love to help you out. I'll talk to you soon.